Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our fiscal year 2022 budget. This is a discussion and deliberation. This will be one of our final meetings. And I'd like to start by reading the following, if I could, please. Here we go. This meeting is being recorded and videotaped by the Ways and Means Committee and GCTV 15. If any other persons present are doing the same, you must notify the chairperson at this time.
Yes, Jaden Grazik.
Thank you, Jaden. I appreciate that very much. I do want to say, if I haven't said this before, it's Wednesday, May 5, 2021. It is 5:30, and we are coming to you via WebEx. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Chairperson Forgy. Oh, sorry.
Go right on ahead, Councilor Bottomley.
Okay. Chairperson Forgy.
Here.
Councilor Jarvis.
Here.
Councilor DeSorger.
Here.
Councilor Mayo.
Here.
And I'm Councilor Bottomley, present.
Thank you. Before we go any further, can anybody see me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure of that. Our next item on the agenda is we have some minutes, and these are from April 14, April 21, April 22. May I have a motion to accept these minutes?
Motion to accept. Second, Mayo.
Okay. All in favor of these minutes as presented?
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you. It's unanimous. There is no public hearing or public comment this evening. So I do want to, and there are no motions at this time to be discussed. What I want to tell everyone is that we will be working from our budget book. That would be page 53. The format, I think, is pretty straightforward. What I'd like to do is I'd like to, let me just look at this here. I'd like for everybody to be able to discuss what is important to each person, but I'd like to make sure that we go down the mayor's budget book in the order in which it was created and in the order in which we have discussed. I would like to start with the independent pieces like legislative and executive and financial administration. What I do is I will read down what the budgets are, bottom line, and if people have that.
Are you using a phone, Chris? Because it came in as call-in user 2. Oh, that's
No.
weird.
It's very, I think I opened up two things and I think it's okay now. Okay, everybody can still see me? Okay. So I guess we'll get started. We'll go fiscal year 22 operating budget summary. We'll start with the legislative budget. The total legislative budget recommended by the mayor is $75,538. Is there any discussion about that budget? Okay, we will move on to the executive budget. This budget total executive is $398,364. Is there any discussion about this budget? Okay, financial administration. It's financial administration, 75,000 reserve fund. Any discussion?
Counselor Forgy,
Yes,
the total financial administration also goes on to the next page,
correct?
which includes, yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't know if
sorry.
you wanted the total budget line.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. This also includes accounting, total accounting line item, 418,752. The independent audit is 60,000. The assessors, total assessors budget is 208,849. The total treasurer collector budget is 223,185. Tax title is 67,500 for total finance administration budget of 1,053,286. Does anybody wish to discuss or have any questions about any of those budgets included in financial administration? Council
I see Council.
just Sorga.
I have a question about, or actually, I have a line item that I wanted to strike from the assessing budget.
Well,
But
okay.
my discussion on that was, I wanted to strike line item 010014105312, which is on page 76 of the budget book.
Okay, thank you. If everybody would turn to page 76 of the budget book. Council Sorger, is that a motion?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I have a motion from Council Sorger. Is there a second?
I'll second. Bottomley.
Okay, thank you very much. Discussion, please.
Can I get the line item again?
The line item is, let's just see.
Just need the last four.
0014105312.
Okay, that is a line item of property assessments. It is requested $107,500 is requested in the mayor's budget. We have a motion and a second. We are in discussion.
I'd like to explain my rationale, if I may, Councilor Forgy.
Absolutely. Thank you. Go ahead.
Greenfield hired a firm to assist RRG to assist in the job of assessing all properties so that the citizens are taxed fairly and equitably. To accomplish this task, contractually, all the sales of all property is to be reevaluated. I have several examples of where that is not done. I'm just going to name a couple. 1417 Bernardston Road was a business sale, $460,000. I don't believe it had a visit by the assessors, but it's still well below that. Another sale that occurred during the time period was in the industrial park for $14 million, and the assessment is $8 million. More importantly than that, I think that we all received the charts on the new growth, and I have not found any other municipalities where the new growth had dropped off like a cliff. We have, let me just read from this. A new store that was built. The actual cost of the new store to build a new store was it replaced a fast food entity. The cost of the new store just to build that was over $1 million. It was valued at, the building itself was valued at $500,000. That's an enormous loss of new growth. A marijuana sales facility located on Legion Ave was recently purchased for $2,108,951. The owner spent $1,600,044 renovating the building. It's assessed for $291,300. The same type of facility, which I have not seen, nor do I know the size of it, in Northampton is valued at $1.6 million. Regardless, the loss of new growth in a case like that is startling. Furthermore, and there are several instances of this, and I'm just going to be general, but I have several instances where this, instead of doing that, this is what's happening. One landlord who is very well known to this council and is most often in arrears in taxes. So just leave it at that. RRG visited that property twice. And on this particular parcel where the person owed $22,000 in taxes, RRG reduced his assessment by $57,000. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of new growth in the form of renovations and additions been lost by not inspecting it. The state allows a 2-year period for this. So it's gone. As mentioned, other expensive sales we didn't catch up on that. But the new growth that we did not miss was Deerfield, the very small condominiums on Deerfield Street. They are between 560 and 780 square feet. And they have the highest assessed rate in the city. Many of those properties, those very small condos are assessed more than 1,400 square foot condominiums on Petty Plain Road. They're more than a 3-family on Congress Street, or a 2-family on Congress Street, or a bicycle store on Federal Street. So I liked what Councilor Stempel said the other night about this, our budget's kind of a moral document. And that doesn't seem to me, that's my opinion, that does not seem to me how we should be doing that. We assessed them at exactly, at every rate, it's the highest assessing rate in the city. The new growth that we missed, $220,000 of renovations on Grinnell Street, $300,000 for a business on Chapman Street. The new growth could have been added to the tax levy and would have increased 2.5% in perpetuity. So I think that sometimes we're always looking to balance our budget, and we're looking for pocket change in the sofa cushions when there's actually gold bullion bars in the backyard that we're ignoring. And I have before me what some other cities, how they're doing it and what they're spending on an outside firm. And I'd just like to discuss that further.
I would say at this time, I'm going to ask other members of our Ways and Means if they would like to comment.
I do have a comment.
Okay, thank you, John.
One thing that I find really concerning, because I know Councilor DeSorger has been doing a lot of research for over a year now. Kimberly Mew gave us a really good presentation in Ways and Means last year about the principles of assessing. I think the issues we're having is seeing how those are applied, because we can't get specifics, and I don't know how to get specifics because the only answer we're getting is that it's complicated when specific questions are asked about any property. And so in total, that just makes me really uncomfortable. So I'm not sure what to do, but I just wanted to say that it does raise a lot of questions and makes me really uncomfortable.
Thank you, Councillor Bottomley. Anybody else wish to discuss this? I'm going to try to pull
Yeah.
this conversation back in for a moment, if I may, respectfully to everyone. I would like to have people talk about, I think Councillor DeSorger has made a motion to decrease the assessor's budget by $107,500. So she has, and I don't want to misspeak, given her reasons why she wants to do that. And I want to pull the conversation back away from some of the things that I think the Ways and Means Committee would be well advised to explore at another time. But being respectful of the budget function that's out here right now, would anybody else like to speak to the reduction in the council line item? There will be no participation from anybody other than the members of this committee.
Councillor Forgy, Councillor Mayo did have his hand up.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Doug.
Madam Chair, I too am very perplexed about the numbers that we're hearing, and perplexed and appalled because a couple of years in a row we had the school system short some money, and they had to beg and plead the council to move money if they could into the school account. And when we're hearing money in the cushions, so to speak, that gives me great pause. And even the assessor the other night said that she apologized for not having some information available to us, and that I think that goes in hand. I think that goes in hand with the kind of research that Councillor DeSorga has done over the past year or more, and I believe it's within that we should be changing companies. That's what I would like to do.
Thank you, Councillor Mayo. I appreciate that. What I hear this committee saying is they really want to take this up at another time, and I think that that's appropriate. But again, this evening we have to get a budget voted. So if I may, I'd like to speak on just Councillor DeSorger's motion to reduce the operating budget by $107,500. I am going to disagree with my fellow councillor, and I'm going to say that there are a number of reasons that make really good sense for this contract to be funded. One of them is that we're entering a reval year, and I think that it's an all hands on deck approach to what is going to happen in Greenfield. We need to have the tools available to the people who are charged with doing our reval. And it appears at this time that RRG is a vital part of that. I am not interested in cutting a budget with nothing else planned to be in its place, especially in a reval year. But I think this conversation will keep going. However, I am not going to vote in favor of Councillor DeSorger's motion. Are there any other members of Ways and Means? Councillor DeSorger, go ahead.
I would just like to point out that I've talked, and I didn't want to monopolize the conversation, but I've talked to other cities and looked at their municipal budget. Talking to the assessor in Northampton, their budget is $108,000. During their reval year, they actually spent $30,000 on an outside firm. North Adams, their budget was $123,000. And I believe that Orange spent $30,000 on their outside firm during the reval year. This is $100,000 that we've been spending for the last, roughly $100,000 for the last 3 years. And I agree with you. I think it's very important that we have something in place, but, and I hesitated to make that because it's May and it's June 31st that it would need to be done. But we will be living with those numbers for the next 5 years. And that gives me great pause. And so we don't get to choose that, that we have no say in what that would be. But considering some of the things that I looked at, I thought I have concerns. And so I don't think that we have an option to reduce that like other municipalities spend. For years, we've been asking for these things to be done. Somehow they could not get done. And I think we all saw what happened to the new growth, which greatly impacts where we'll be going henceforward. So that's all.
Thank you, Councillor DeSorger. Anyone else on Ways and Means want to speak?
Yes. Mayo.
Go ahead, Councillor Mayo.
It comes down to me as a matter of trust. You know, we trust them to give us good assessments, and it appears, given the numbers that have been reported to us by Councillor DeSorga, that there now is a question as to whether or not this company is giving us accurate numbers. That bothers me a lot, especially when we have been in positions where we have had to put off projects for years, or we have the public complaining about the number of money that is being spent on other projects because there's no money available to fund. Now, if we had money, if we had trustees that we could trust, and I'm not saying get rid of trustees or the outside firm altogether, but we need to trust their numbers. And right now, I don't feel like I can trust that number. And so I think we need to do something. It's late in the budget season. I'm not saying replace them, but maybe in the next year we could get a new company to come in, or at least consider it to the full council, given the issues that have been brought out here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mayo. Anybody else want to speak?
Yeah, me, Chris.
Thank you, Councillor Jarvis. Go ahead.
I don't think you can see me raising my hand, so. So yeah, I just also want to caution, cutting this out of the budget. I think it's a very dangerous time. The planning is not good. I think the conversation holds water, but I believe that hopefully it's a warning and it's a shot across the bow that we expect more to be done, and we'll be watching it further. And it's a reval year. We can't start from scratch. It's very dangerous to do that. We may end up with even less than our expectations. So I think a warning would this conversation gave the warning shot across the bow that we're going to be watching it. But we do need. I strongly believe that we do need to fund this appropriation in the line item. That's all I have to say on it.
Thank you, Councilor
Councilor
Jarvis.
Borgi,
Yes.
before a vote is taken, I have a question. Kathy.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So the motion that's on the table is to cut a line item that's in the budget book under explanation. But if I'm correct, the council either has to vote from the salary and wages line or the total expenditures line. And I believe that this amount would be included in the expenditure line. And I just wanted to maybe confirm with Liz or the mayor that was correct, that it was included in the expenditure line, because you don't have it proposed from the mayor's budget with the detail.
Only if the mayor or Liz are allowed to speak.
That is not, I'm sorry, our deliberations this evening are our deliberations. If there is a technical question, Liz, that would be something we'd ask you. And Clerk Scott, thank you very much for pointing that out to us. I want to make sure that we do things correctly. So having said that, Liz, can you help us with this? We need the correct wording on the motion.
It is the expense line. It's a contracted service.
Okay, and in the discussion, in the motion that was originally made, Councilor DeSorger did elaborate and give us the full line item. Do we still have to vote it a different way, i.e., do we have to vote it from bottom line? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to jump in. City council only can cut in aggregate from personnel or expenses, salary and wages or expenses. So
Okay.
It doesn't matter that you name a specific line.
Okay. So Clerk Scott, is there, and Liz both, is there a recommendation as to how this should be worded so that it is a legal motion?
So I think the motion is fine as long as it's also mentioned that this line item would be under the expenditure amount in the mayor's proposed budget for the assessor's office.
Okay. Is that on record? Do I need Councilor DeSorger to repeat that, or do we? Okay. Councilor DeSorger, would you kindly repeat your motion?
Okay. I move that we delete from the expenditure line of assessors as listed on page 54, $107,500.
And whoever seconded that, do we need to have that second in there, or are we all set?
Second, Mayo.
Okay. All right. Everybody has had a chance to address the issue. I'm going to ask for a vote, and Clerk Scott, would you take a roll call vote, please?
Certainly. Counselor Forgy,
No.
Counselor Jarvis,
No.
Counselor Disorder,
Yes.
Counselor Bottomley,
Yes.
Counselor Mayo.
Yes.
The motion to amend passes. Should,
Just,
that has a ripple effect that also amends the bottom line to the assessors and the bottom line of the financial administration. It's,
So Liz, I would think that you would have to crunch those numbers somehow for us.
well, I have to pull something out because I don't have it here.
Okay, that's perfectly
All right.
fine.
No, I'm pulling up my phone.
Your phone's not going to work.
Oh, it is. Can I get the reduction, please? 107.
107,500.
107,500.
Right.
Thank you, Eric. Okay, the expense line itself will be 4690. And then the bottom line $101,349. I'm just going to double check myself. Yeah, bottom line is 101,349.
Okay. Thank you very much, Liz, and everybody who participated in this process. I really appreciate your support. We move on. Is there anything else in regard to this? I think we're done. Okay. We're moving on to operations support. We have legal at 195. We have human resources office at 241,505. And let me just see here. We have Greenfield Technology Department, which is 634, 263 as our total. Is that our total? That is our total for operations support. Is there any discussion on this? Okay. Councilor Disorga?
I have total operations support 1,070,808. Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect.
1,070,808 is our total operations and support budget. Any questions or discussions on any of that? Okay, licensing and registration, we have the town clerk at 155,967. We have elections, total elections at 49,995. We have Board of Registrars at 14,350. And we have licensing commission at 36,492. Total licensing and registration is 256,804. Is there any discussion or questions on that? Councilor DeSorger?
I just have a question where this did not come up before us. And this actually is for the clerk's salary was normal. Was there contractual increases as expected? And
Liz, can I call on you to address that for us? I think if you go into,
Yeah, I believe that Kathy actually could also answer that, but she had a change in staffing there. So often when staffing changes, there's less salaries. Change in personnel.
okay, hang on just a second. I'm going to bring up Eunice. See what I can find. Okay. Okay. Clerk Scott, can I, for our information, what was, I believe this question was asked before, but what was the percentage that was built into your budget for salary and wage increases?
So Liz's explanation is correct. There was a staffing change which reduced the total office salary.
The total of the salary line item, because the staffing change warranted that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is that satisfy your question, Councilor DeSorga?
yes.
Okay. Are there any other issues with total licensing and registration? Okay, we'll move on to land use and development. Conservation Commission is 600, Planning Board is 600, Zoning Board of Appeals is 600, Planning and Community Development, that's $112,055. So total, I'm picking up something, is everybody muted that needs to be? Okay, thank you. Total land use and development is $113,855. Any discussion, questions, concerns? Okay, moving on to other general government, central services. Total central services is $286,596. Central maintenance is $520,852. Energy department is $803,769. Total other general government, $1,611,217. Any questions, concerns, discussion? Councilor Mayo.
Doug, you are on mute.
Mute.
I think this is going to be a simple question, but I'll ask it anyway. Does this include the move from that Central Services did from Wall Street to wherever street they're on now, right by the middle school?
When you, if a little bit of clarification, please, Councilor Mayor, when you are asking if this included the move, is that a move that happened in this fiscal year, or is it anticipation of a move next year?
I think it happened this year.
Okay, so we are working on next year's budget.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay.
My error.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's no problem. I'd rather have you ask the questions. Okay, are we all set on that? Okay, we're moving on to public safety. So the total police department budget is 3,666,539. Parking enforcement is 143,752. Dispatch center is 597,675. Fire department is 2,534,812. Building inspector is 174,122. Wire and plumbing and wire inspections, 96,450. Sealer of weights and measures, 10,000. Animal inspector, 3,000. Emergency management is 19,485. Animal control officer is 26,912. Total public safety is 7,272,747. Discussions, questions, concerns? Okay, we are moving on from there. Education.
The call-in vote, the call-in number 3 has to mute.
I've muted them.
Okay, thank you. I'm not on a phone. Okay. Okay. Education budget, Greenfield Public Schools, 19,731,080. The tech school, 1,327,809. Smith Vocational, 36,800. Total regional schools, 1,365,609. Total education budget, 21,096,689. Questions, concerns, or any discussion?
Chris, Madam Chair, can you tell me what page that's on?
Sure, it's on page 58.
All right. Just 1 second.
Sure, that's fine. Take your time.
Councilor Forgy, while we have a second, is it okay if I make a mention that the chat box should not be used for any comments? If there are any comments to be made, they should be made to the whole of the committee.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilor Mayo?
Madam Chair, we're okay. I just wanted to check one thing.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, if there's no discussion, we will move on to Public Works. The operating budget for Public Works is $2,168,244. Snow and ice removal is $217,800. So total public works is $2,386,044. Is there any discussion on the total public works operating budget? Okay, we are moving on to other DPW related expenses. Street cleaning is $34,650. Trash disposal fees, $429,000. Cemeteries, 7,556. So a total of other DPW expenses of $471,206.
I do have one question.
Sure, Councilor Mayor, go ahead.
On the street sweeping budget, that's weren't we told a couple days ago that that was a contracted out service.
Yes.
Okay, so why is it showing up on the DPW? It's coming out of the DPW budget. Is that what I'm hearing, or what is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, it's coming out of
Okay.
the DPW budget's divided into different
Okay.
areas, and that's where it's coming out of.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Human Services, Health Inspection Service, 209,483. Council on Aging, 139,270. Veteran Service, 525,366. Domestic Violence Prevention, 800. Human Rights Commission, 300. Disability Access Commission, 300. Youth Commission, 1,500. Total Human Services, 877,019. Once again, any discussions, concerns, deliberations, anything? Okay, we can move on. Culture and Recreation, Library. Library is 679,713. Recreation is 193,954. Historic Commission is $1,100. Total Culture and Recreation, 874,766. No, 767, sorry. Okay. We are on to debt service. Our bonded debt principal is $1,355,500. Our bonded debt interest is $486,085. I got that correct. Okay. Short-term interest is $30,000. Total for debt service, $187,585. Any discussions? Concerns? Okay. Miscellaneous budgets. This would be
Councilor Forgy?
yes.
I'm sorry, I think the bottom line and the bonded debt principal were misstated. The bonded debt principal is $1,355,500, and the bottom line is $1,871,585. I just wanted to clarify, that's all.
Okay, that is correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, miscellaneous. The FERCog, the core assessments, 92,554. Contributory retirement, 5,270,037. Workers' compensation, 387,046. Unemployment comp, $120,000. Employees' health insurance, $8,038,000. Employees' life insurance is $116,790, and Medicare match is $480,000. Liability insurances is $538,164. Total miscellaneous, $42,591. I think I said that correctly. I'm not sure. So the total operating budget figure that we have here is to be reduced by 107,500. Is that correct? Liz and Kathy?
I've got my calculator on my phone. Hold on just 1 second.
Yep, no problem.
I do have a number, but if
Yeah,
has a
no,
moment to
we'll make
confirm
sure,
it.
Kathy, we have the same
Okay.
number. It's a good thing to do, double check.
Yeah. Do you-
I have 54,365,020.
54,
Spot on.
365,020.
That is also the number that I have.
Okay, So, as we make we are finished with the review of this operating budget. Hang on here. Please bear with me. Bear with me one more time. Okay. Madam Clerk, can you please help and direct what we need to do next, which I'm assuming is to vote a bottom line budget?
Yes, ma'am. I see Counselor Jarvis had his hand up a little bit.
No,
Okay, go ahead.
I just, I believe that we had to make a motion to,
Yes.
Yeah. and I was gonna do that, but
So
okay.
the Ways and Means should make a recommendation for their bottom line operating budget. And then there are additional, I'm sorry, I'm flipping through pages also. There are
Yes, I
also motions to be considered for, reserve fund, water, sewer, that sort of thing.
Okay. So may I have a motion, please?
Yeah, I'll make one, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion
Second,
that we,
Mayo. Oops, sorry,
Wait a minute. We don't even have a motion yet. Hang on.
sorry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
like to make the motion that we forward a positive recommendation for a bottom line budget of $54,365,020 to the full council.
Is there a second?
Second, disorder?
Okay. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Counselor Forgy,
Yes.
Counselor Jarvis,
Yes.
Counselor Disorder,
Yes.
Counselor Bottomley,
Yes.
and Counselor Mayo.
Yes,
That's a unanimous positive recommendation.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's get on to the other things.
Counselor Forgy, I have the motions in front of me. If it would be helpful if I read the motions and then someone made the motion and then seconded the motion, if that would be helpful.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Would you like me to read the motion at this time?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Order number FY 21-091, the City Council Ways and Means recommend that the council approve the sum of $100,000 be. Whoops, I think I skipped something. Look at me.
It's okay.
My first night helping and I can't seem to get it right.
No, that's perfectly
no,
fine. Thank you.
This is the correct one. In order to appropriate $100,000 from OPEB stabilization, the sum of $100,000 be transferred from Fund 8406 OPEB stabilization to reduce the fiscal year 2022 tax rate.
So moved, Jarvis.
second, Mayo.
Is there any discussion on this? Okay. I hate to do this, but can we have a roll call vote? I want to make sure that this goes to full council with
Sure.
everything appropriate.
Counselor Forgy,
Yes.
Counselor Jarvis,
Yes.
Counselor Disorder,
Yes.
Counselor Bottomley,
Yes.
Counselor Mayo.
Yes,
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Shall I make the next motion?
Yes,
Or
please.
read the next motion? Excuse me, I cannot make the next motion.
That would be fine. Thank you very much.
FY 21-087, in order to establish a spending limit on revolving funds, ordered that the city council authorize the following revolving fund spending limit in accordance with MGLC Chapter 44, Section 53E1/2 for the fiscal year 2022. Receipts received but not expended in the fiscal year 2022 shall be carried over to fiscal year 2023 unless otherwise indicated in the attached. No further appropriation shall be made in excess of the balance of the funds, nor shall total expenditures for the fiscal year exceed the annual spending limit as noted. The aggregate amount of all revolving fund spending limit is not to exceed $540,950.
So moved, Jarvis.
Second, Mayo.
Thank you very much. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Clerk Scott, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, ma'am. Councilor Forgy?
Yes.
Councilor Jarvis?
Yes.
Councilor Disorder?
Yes.
Councilor Bottomley?
Yes.
Councilor Mayo?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Yes, Counselor
next-
Scott, please proceed.
Oh, no, Lord, I can't do that. Fiscal year 21, order number fiscal year 2108, an order FY 22 water enterprise appropriation of $1,403,465. The sum of $1,403,465 be appropriated for the FY 22 water enterprise fund, and that $472,803 be included in appropriation from the general fund for water enterprise indirect costs to be allocated to the water enterprise fund for funding that $1,403,465 be raised from water user rate receipts for the fiscal year starting July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022.
Make that motion.
Second, Jarvis.
Are there any discussions, questions, or concerns? Okay, hearing none, we'll take a vote. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Councilor Forgy?
Yes.
Councilor Jarvis?
Yes.
Councilor Disorder?
Yes.
Councilor Bottomley?
Yes.
Councilor Mayo?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Order number FY 21-089, an order for FY 22 sewer enterprise appropriation of $2,247,635. Ordered that the sum of $2,247,635 be appropriated for the FY 22 sewer enterprise fund, and that $433,793 be included in the appropriation for the general fund for sewer indirect costs to be allocated to the sewer enterprise fund for funding, and that $2,247,635 be raised from sewer user rate receipts for the fiscal year starting July 1, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022.
Make that motion.
Second, Disorder.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilor Forgy?
Yes.
Councilor Jarvis?
Yes.
Councilor Disorder?
Yes.
Councilor Bottomley?
Yes.
Councilor Mayo?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously. Order number FY 21090, an order for FY 22 GSET enterprise appropriation $1,771,602. The sum of $1,771,602 be appropriated for the FY 22 GSET enterprise fund, and that $97,897 be included in appropriation from the general fund for GSET enterprise indirect costs to be allocated to the GSET enterprise fund for funding, and that $1,771,602 be raised from GSET user rate receipts for the fiscal year starting July 1, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022.
Motion 4G.
Second, disorder.
Uh-oh, we froze.
Okay, any discussion, concerns? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Forgy,
Yes.
Counselor Jarvis,
Yes.
Counselor Disorder,
Yes.
Counselor Bottomley,
Yes.
Counselor Mayo.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that.
Okay, that sounds fabulous. Thank you very much. So in light of getting through our business this evening, I don't believe there's any more on the agenda. I think that we are finished with a very long process that was very intense. And again, I appreciate everyone on my committee. I thank you so much for your hard work and your due diligence. Clerk Scott.
I have one question for you, Counselor Forgy, and the Ways and Means Committee. The future meetings for Ways and Means for budget deliberations that are being held, it would be my pleasure to cancel them if that is your wish.
Yeah, I just crossed them all out on the calendar here, so I'm thinking that would be great. I really, again, appreciate everybody's help, yours as well, Clerk Scott, and thank you to Liz for your financial expertise as well, and thank you, Mayor, for the budget that you presented. You did a lot of the heavy lifting for us this year, so we really appreciate it. Thank you all very much. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So
Motion.
moved, disorder.
Second, Jarvis.
Okay. All in favor, please indicate. We don't need a roll call. All right. Once again, thank you very much, folks. It's a pleasure
Good night.
working with you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
everyone.
6:30.